Hey everyone, Buddy and Stephanie here from the Denman Homestead, and today we are just neck deep in the garden. I mean, garden and garden accessories. That's the story for today. Check out my new shirt. Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, I thought you got it for me.
No,
Did not.
it's one of my favorite sayings. I'm a dad.
No, you have to show them your other shirt too.
That'll be a surprise for another video.
Yeah.
I have another shirt that is so me. It's crazy.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but once you become a dad, you have to immediately start saying rub some dirt on it when you get hurt.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. So I'm gonna show you a clip right now of what I got finished last night on the garden with the watering system, and until the mosquitoes came out and drove us into the house. But yeah, check this out. All right, it's kind of late. Connor's out here raking. The next phase of the watering system has been completed. There's still a little bit of work to do, but show you what we have. Hey babe.
Hi.
Show you what we have so far, because we did some changes to try and help some of the issues that we saw last season. So I'll show you what those changes are. All right, so to deal with our pressure issue, we have now reduced from a 3/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. So we're hoping that this is going to, cause stronger pressure on the way down. We still have our cutoff valve. I just kind of moved it away from the post a little bit so we can cut off water to the entire watering system and just use the watering hose if we need to. And then again, because I don't know how the pressure is going to work, I went ahead and put a valve on every single one. But instead of that slanted thing that I came up with last time, I went ahead and just did an L shape to go straight up and straight out at the end of each row to connect the watering system. So next, I'm going to make sure I get all of these the same height by putting some rock underneath it. And then we will mulch over top of everything. So the only thing that you should see sticking up once I'm finished is basically going to be that. You'll see the shut-off valve and the rest of the pipe going up, and then this will all be mulch. So that's the plan. It's getting dark now though, so that'll wait until tomorrow. And the mosquitoes have found Texas. Like, they're crazy. They're crazy right now. And I don't normally get bothered by mosquitoes, but it is the hour of the bloodsuckers right now. Okay, so what I ended up doing today is I went ahead and used the rest of the gravel in this trench because I didn't want the pipe to have like a big gap between the ground and the rock, because we'll be walking on it. There'll be mulch on top, but we'll be walking on it. I didn't want it to risk like snapping. We went around a couple of the spots in these rows where we could see the grass really bad. There's still spots where you can see grass. Where the grass was really bad, we tried to pull up as much as we could and then put some more fabric and more mulch down on top of those parts. So back at the back, that back there was really, really bad, and it looks much better now. So what we're going for here with the sprinkling system is the watering system, essentially going to look like this when I'm done. A little bit more mulch, obviously, to cover the rest of this fabric, but it's going to look like the row just kind of keeps going on. We had to pick up a new water hose because the other one broke. Water hose is there. All the water connections are back under the ground. Dug all those holes out. One of the things that we have been struggling with the chicken coop is the doors, because they slide, and that was cool that we could slide them out of the way and slide them back whenever we wanted to stop it. But the more the chickens use it and the shavings and all that stuff that gets in the track, it just became such a pain to try and slide those doors back and forth. So I ended up putting them on hinges, and they're not the right width to close perfectly. But I kind of found a way around it. Opening and closing much easier now. So now Steph put some flowers out too, which is nice. But now the doors are on hinges. Got these little spikes down here that we can move out of the way. I might come up with some kind of permanent thing there, but it's on a hinge and it just closes against it like that. This one overlaps. So it overlaps with it, still seals it off like really, it's closed. And then I just put this little drop latch in the bottom that you can slide down to keep it from opening. So that is how we solved one thing that was kind of a pain. We have one broody mama in there, and she is going to be raising some chickens of her own. We left her some eggs to sit on. When they get broody, that's what they want to do. They want to raise their babies. So we left her some eggs that she's sitting on now. We will have to come back though after doing this with the doors. There's some pretty decent gaps on each side. So we have to come back with some trim pieces and just kind of seal that off so we don't have snakes or other critters trying to get in there. As far as the baby chickens, you will notice it is much quieter in here because there are no baby chickens. So 13 out of we had 23 total. All of them healthy, which was awesome. Then we had, I don't know, there's 4 or 5 that just did not hatch. They just stopped developing at some point. But the ones that hatched were super healthy, no issues. 13 of the 23 went to Bree. She's starting some more chickens, or she's, adding to her flock up there. And then the other 10 went to my mom. Alora and Connor, of course, picked out their favorites that went to my mom because they want to go visit Barbie and Nugget. I think is what they named them, Barbie and Nugget. We took down the playpen area for right now. It was kind of getting a little out of hand. Our chickens are gonna have to go into lockdown for a little bit inside their chicken run, because when we put the plants in the ground in the garden, they need some time to get set before the chickens start scratching and stuff around them. The chickens will eat them. So we're gonna let them get a little, once they get to a certain size, we can let the chickens free range again and they won't really be able to mess with them. But yeah, so next steps with the garden. Oh, I finished all the rows. Check this out. So these were the last couple rows, I think, that I didn't film any of me working on, but they are completely done now. Weed barrier in the row, in the walking path with the mulch. So that is super exciting. Me and Steph went and tested all of the sprinklers, little drip irrigation things today. Everything is good to go. All the water is working. There's one little spot over there that the pressure gets super low. We still got to figure that out, but everything else is working as intended. The corn patch needs to be re-tilled up. It is pretty solid. Just needs to be tilled back up again so we can start fresh. Put some more corn, probably some more sorghum. Chickens love these dried sorghum grains. Here they come. I'll come by every now and then. Some of these dry ones, I'll snip them off and then just kind of rub my hand, take them to the chicken yard and rub my hands, knock all of them off, and it's a meal for them. They love it. So that's cool. Free chicken food. Yeah, so that's what we got going on this week. Alora, I mentioned it in my last video, Alora's been sick. She is doing breathing treatments. So every 4 hours she has a breathing treatment. You know, just it's a slow recovery for her, unfortunately. But I'm really hoping that here in the next few days she just kicks all this stuff all this junk she's got in her chest. But yeah, so between working in the garden, taking care of Alora, haven't been able to get as much done out here, obviously, as I would have liked for my week off of work, but that's what happens. That's how things go sometimes. So yeah, getting ready to put plants in the garden. I mean, it's like pretty much, it's almost time, right? Still a chance for a freeze to come up, but everything in the weather so far is just 70s, 80s, sunny. It feels like spring, you know, finally, after these random cold snaps. Finally feels like spring. But that's going to be it for this one. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.